Well, we've made it to Thursday, January 22nd, 2021. On today's Day Weather Podcast, we're going to talk about the stagnant pattern. The pattern we're in is going to remain and really not break up too much, and that's typical for this time of year. High pressure is locked in, and usually mid-July to mid-August, the central and western United States is usually under some high pressure ridge. Nothing unusual there. That's why this is the hottest time of the year. Now, monsoonal moisture is going to increase today. It won't be as widespread, though, this weekend and early next week. In fact, we see a gap in the monsoon moisture flow developing this weekend into Monday and Tuesday. However, by mid to late next week, it comes back in again as high pressure vacillates east and west. We're also going to have a La Nina El Nino update for you. So we didn't take too long on this podcast. We posted that La Nina El Nino update on the Day Weather YouTube channel, so check that out if you want a full update on where we're headed with La Nina and El Nino this fall and winter. Here's the water vapor satellite image as of early this morning. Anywhere you see the gray and the blue here, this shows where the deeper water vapor is. And you can see this is the same plume that we've had around this week. It kind of vacillates east and west. The axis of the deeper moisture is about like this, and that's where the bigger thunderstorms and the showers are going to be today. Now, where you see the orange and the red colors, well, that's where the air is much drier. A lot of times these water vapor images not only show where the deeper water is in the air, the available moisture for showers or thunderstorms, and also the dry air, but it also shows you some features. And there's one feature here I want to show you because it could end up being a player in the long term. Now, it seems a little counterintuitive, but do you see this guy right here? This little cloud band that looks like a circle or a comma? This is actually a little bit of an upper level low that's drifting through southwest Texas. This low actually earlier in the week was over here, and it's migrated west-southwestward around the high pressure ridge. The clockwise circulation up here has brought this upper level low all the way into southwest Texas. Now, it's not producing very much weather, but why could this be important as we get into next week? Well, because it is actually forecasted to continue to migrate west-southwest, then get caught up in the high, and then curve into the central and northern Rockies by around Wednesday or Thursday of next week. So it's going to take a while. But if this little feature right here does migrate this way and comes in, it could really elevate the rain chances for the central and northern Rockies. Now, another thing it could do is it could just kind of come down here and what we call minor out and dissipate and not get caught up in the flow. So we're going to watch this guy right here as we go into next week. With the satellite photo here to show you where that monsoonal moisture is, and it's in place across most of the northern and central Rockies. Here's the latest drought monitor. It came out earlier this morning. Now, this map looks probably the same to you, but there have been actually in the last week or so some changes. In fact, look at this in Arizona. That's a little bit of an improvement right there. There's been improvements in New Mexico as well. There's been improvements in southwest Colorado as well. Very minor improvements in drought conditions, but we'll take what we can get. And if we were to look, it's kind of maybe hard to see on this graphic, but there's light green colors in Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado. The gray means no change in drought status. The yellow means, and you can see right up here, the yellow means that in the past week, drought conditions have not gotten better. They've actually gotten a little worse. The gray means conditions haven't changed much. But there has been, with that monsoonal moisture, some improvement in some of the drought conditions here. And also, need to point out that that drought map does not include some of the heavy rains that fell on Tuesday in some areas of the desert Southwest and Central Rockies. So these are minor little victories in a very large battle against the drought, but nonetheless, something that's somewhat encouraging. And if we were to take a look at the last 30 days, this goes from the middle of June to the middle of July, the last 30 days, anywhere you see blue, rainfall's been above average. Anywhere you see red, those darker colors, it's been below average. And you can see that in parts of the Intermountain West and the Plain States, and then look at the Southwest United States. Look at this. Again, small little victories in the drought But the last 30 days has actually brought above average precipitation. It's that northern tier of the northern Rockies, the Pacific Northwest, and the northern plains, and then along and west of the divide right here that continues to suffer the most. We're hoping that we can fill in this area with some of these blue colors here in the next couple of weeks. Now let's show you what evolves. This is the map for today. High pressure is basically right over the four corners. You see this little circle here? That's that upper level low I showed you on the satellite imagery. That's why it kind of looks out of place. But the high pressure center is right over the four corners. Look what happens over time. So with the monsoon moisture around the high, this is what the monsoonal moisture flow looks like today. The green and the blue looks a lot like that satellite imagery is on top of the region. So shower and thunderstorm chances will be up today. Now, what happens by Sunday is the high goes from the four corners to Nevada. It actually goes to the west. Think of this high pressure ridge as like a door opening and closing. When the high is more out here, the door is open to the monsoon. When the high is over here, the door closes to the monsoon. So what will happen this weekend, later this weekend, and into Monday and Tuesday of next week, the air dries out, and here it is. The monsoon flow gets squeezed a little bit. It's still there, but this patch of brown means drier air comes in like this. So there will be a reduction in the coverage of thunderstorms over the Intermountain West and Western High Plains, probably starting Sunday and noticeably Monday and Tuesday. However, there will be then a resurgence because the high then moves into Kansas. It heads back east. So what happens? The door opens again. Now, you may be asking, well, where is that little circle? Where is that little upper low? You see this little indentation right here? That's it, getting caught up and coming on through. So by the middle to the end of the next week, that could enhance the rain and thunderstorm coverage, and that's something we'll keep a keen eye on as we get into the middle to the end of next week. And that's what the moisture plumes looks like by next Thursday. It comes right back on in again. Here's the latest prediction about La Nina and El Nino. Go to the Day Weather YouTube channel to find out more. Have yourself a great Thursday.